So we're talking about another one of my favorite directors ever, Guillermo del Toro today, and what quite possibly was a very good thing to have happened about this scrapped Disney Star Wars project. So as you can see there, Guillermo del Toro confirms he was working on a now scrapped Star Wars movie about Jabba the Hutt. Oh dear. I can't even believe that there was consideration to make a Jabba the Hutt film. As you probably know, I hope you know, Jabba the Hutt is basically a crime lord on Tatooine who is a giant slug. There's a weird kind of pottery version of him. And bear in mind, Jabba doesn't speak, in English, if that makes sense, or it's, there's subtitles for whatever language Jabba speaks. I don't know what it is, but he's not speaking English. So I have no clue how you make a film about this. Despite that, Guillermo says, we designed a great world. We designed great stuff. We learned. Now, I don't doubt, actually, that he created a great world and there was some cool stuff. I think visually, he's one of the best directors in the world. I think he's extremely creative, especially when it comes to kind of weird monsters and fantasy-like stuff. So Jabba the Hutt, Tatooine, you think about the kind of bar scene and, Jabba's palace and all the weird aliens and quirkiness that was in there. He could nail it. I would like to see him do a Star Wars movie generally. Actually, I think he could do a great Star Wars movie with the right writer. And talking to writers, apparently he was working with David S. Goyer, who you might know positively from the Nolan Batman films as the writer, and maybe negatively for the Superman versus Batman film and Man of Steel and a few of the duds. He also wrote Blade though, so on the whole, I think he's a good writer. Maybe he peaked and now nowadays he's putting out a lot of shit, but the guy, has a lot of hits in my view. So just reading the article anyway, yeah, apparently it could have happened. So Disney was behind this, I guess, trying to get their money back for paying way too much to George Lucas, or probably the right amount, but they've just kind of let it go down the shit can with all the fucking disasters that they've been putting out over the last God knows how many years. So, yeah, there we go. Let's have a look. There was a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on at Lucasfilm at the time. Goyer said, okay, so they spoke to David Goyer on some podcast. He said, it's a cool script. In response, Del Toro tweeted at the time, true, can't say much, maybe 2 letters J and BB. Is that 3 letters? Okay, so yeah, he confirmed it was about Jabba. So, I think this is Goyer here speaking actually. We had the rise and fall of Jabba the Hutt, so I was super happy. We were doing a lot of stuff, and then it's not my property, it's not my money, and then it's one of those 30 screenplays that goes away. Sometimes I'm bitter, sometimes I'm not. I always turn to my team and say, good practice, guys, good practice. We designed a great world, we designed a great stuff, we learned. Okay, so that's actually Del Toro talking there. So he basically just didn't do it. It just didn't get made. And you know what? Good. I've already said it. Good. No one wants to see this. I think it would be a disaster unless it was meant to be some kind of comedy. Maybe it could work, but I can't see us really looking at the life and times of a fat slug. Yeah, so Lucasfilm didn't move forward with the project. To me, that sounds like Disney. I mean, it doesn't tell you when this was going on, but it feels like Disney Star Wars vibes rather than Lucasfilm. I mean, he's not mentioning George Lucas here, where he would be if this was pre-Disney, because obviously Lucas would have had a lot of control over it and probably would have greenlit this or even suggested it, I would have thought. So I think this is a Disney flop, as always, which is good. Disney failing is always good. So the Toro goes on to say, no, you can never be ungrateful with life, he said. Wherever life sends you, there's something to be learned from it. So, I trust the universe, I do. When something doesn't happen, I go, why? I try to have a dialogue with myself. Why didn't it happen? And the more you swim upstream of the universe, the less you're going to realize where you're going. Okay, so being a bit philosophical there. I'm not even going to try and understand that. I guess he's just like, whatever happens, happens, and there's no point trying to fight it. Wise words. So, yeah, I mean, this the Hollywood Reporter says, while it's unclear exactly how long ago Del Toro and Goyer were working on the project, Not getting a chance to direct a Star Wars movie obviously hasn't hindered Del Toro's career. He's won 3 Oscars, 2 for The Shape of Water, and 1 for Pinocchio. To be honest, he should have won Oscars for Pan's Labyrinth, which I think is the best thing he's ever done. What an amazing movie. And then, yeah, it just goes on to mention Gore's been involved in a few superhero type films. Dark Knight Rises, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, that was terrible. And Terminator Dark Fate, which split people. I think it wasn't that bad. Anyway, so yeah, it just goes on to say where Jabba appeared, blah, blah, blah. No one really cares. Jabba was also a key part of the storyline for the animated film Star Wars The Clone Wars. Appears in several episodes of the TV series that follows. I haven't seen The Clone Wars. I heard it's pretty good. But I still doubt that A Life and Times, a coming of age story about Jabba. No, I don't think so. This looks like a bullet dodged for Mr. Del Toro. Love the guy. I think he's brilliant. Amazing director. Go do some fun stuff. Go do your creative stuff. You know, your own projects, you know, you're better at that. But if he does get the opportunity to do a Star Wars movie, then he should go for it. I think he'll absolutely deliver. Just not about Jabba the Hutt. Just give him a mainline entry. Make him do like a Knights of the Old Republic or something. Please do that. That would be so good. But yeah, it looks like bullet dodged. Terrible idea. Clearly Disney are insane and they say yes to a lot of stuff. Thankfully, they eventually said no, despite, you know, David S. Goyer and Del Toro being on board for it. Yeah, this would have been a complete disaster. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.